Hey, this is Peter again from the farm. It is a lovely Monday morning, overcast, maybe gonna rain this afternoon again, but I am out here in the pasture with the dairy cows, and they've just come out from milking. We milked 8 brown Jersey cows, and what I wanted to show you today was where the cows are eating today and the diversity in the pasture. So if you look here, let me show you what we're seeing. If you recognize this, this is a red clover. This is an alfalfa flower. These are some aspen shoots coming off from the trees in the back. You see some dandelions, which are also called wild lettuce. This is a very juicy leaf. And we've got white clover as well. So that's at least a few of the plants that I'm seeing out here where the cows are eating today in the pasture. And so we've got Maple on the end, Dora, Betsy, Lucy, or no, that's Crystal. I have to look at the tag on their ears sometimes. Rosie, or Sally, and Lucy. And Tulip is in the back. But what I was going to point out to you was a lot of times you'll start to see the term regenerative agriculture or regenerative farming used on packages. That sounds good. We want to regenerate. But I'm sure a lot of you probably asked the question or just not understood, what does it mean to do regenerative agriculture or regenerative farming? And what I wanted to illustrate by showing you the grass was that regenerative agriculture is the opposite of degenerative agriculture. And if you look at most pastures today out in North Dakota, especially out west, where the ground is rugged, people will fence off a half mile by a half mile and turn the cows loose. And they'll just continuously graze that space. And that's good if you have a lot of ground and you don't care about the soil, quality at least, if you're trying to build soil, but as long as you don't overgraze. But the tendency for most conventional farmers is, ranchers especially, is to just put the cows out and let them graze it down, and this will actually deplete the soil and degenerate the amount of plants that are growing in any particular area. So if you look like down the street or down the road, just at our neighbors, there's a rented quarter where they put out the cows, and every year the cows are there at the same time in the same place, and they just eat all the good stuff and leave the bad stuff. And they don't move the cows off the pasture soon enough to let the grass come back. So they're killing the grass by overgrazing. So what we're trying to do with regenerative agriculture, regenerative means to regenerate or renew, and it's what we do by paying attention to the diversity of the animals, or of the pasture. Here's another variety. This is a yarrow plant. It's actually medicinal. It's good for colds. But regenerative will restore. So by moving your animals like we do every day, we're able to time when the grass is harvested so that it has a chance to be mowed down, trampled some, and then rest for approximately 90 days or 3 months. So once a day, the cows will come to a new spot, they'll eat the entire area, and the interesting thing is cows are like 3-year-olds. I've heard it said that if you put a cow out in the pasture, she'll go eat the candy first, just like a toddler is going to go for whatever's sweet and sugary before they eat their broccoli, unless you train them right. So out here on the pasture, we know that cows are going to go for the best first, and that's why we only give them a section each day, so they have to eat all of these different varieties of plants that you saw, and that gives the chance for new varieties to show up and not get out-competed. Because if the cows came in and they were left in the same place for a month or two, then they're going to eat all the candy, and they're going to kill the candy, and they're going to let the weeds and the bad plants grow taller, and then once they come back the next year, the candy won't come back. So they're actually degenerating the quality of the pasture. So here at Bartlett Farms with our dairy cows, we are moving them every day to new grass. And like I showed you there, oh, here's another kind. So this one is a yellow clover. Clover is really, really good for milk production. It will make, it's high in protein, it's good in high in minerals. The alfalfa will take nitrogen and put it into the soil and help other plants grow. And so that's why it's important for me as I move the cows to manage it so that the alfalfa comes back. So I just counted white clover, red clover, yellow clover, yarrow, aspen. We've got some brome grass, probably 6 or 7 or 8 different kinds of plants that the cows are eating on a daily basis that make raw milk that is super nutritious and ready for your table. So that's what it means to practice regenerative farming. It's to rebuild and restore rather than to degenerate through overgrazing and mismanaging. So that's our goal here at the farm, is to care for the land in a way that brings health and better soils for the future generations. And we will see you in the next video.